What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe. I always forget to say that at the beginning of the video. But if you're new, smash the subscribe. I'm not gonna ask you to like the video because you haven't seen it. So at the end, if you like it, smash the like. But for now, smash the subscribe. Oh, it's just a beautiful day here in Texas. So, today we are doing something that I have been waiting to do for a long time. Oh yeah! Woo! Got a little garage stuff done the other day. Moved this 3-4 shelf thing from that wall over to this wall, so that gives me more space over here, which is awesome. Like, that made all the difference in the world. Got a whole bunch of plans. If you're new to the channel, I'm in the middle of doing like a garage makeover dealie. Because this garage was used as a wood shop garage, and I'm not into wood shopping. So I'm turning it into a car garage, which I'm very jacked about. But today, we are doing work on the E92 finally. So these bad boys, these Remus exhausts, I picked up used, obviously. I have a MagnaFlow center section for the E92. I know you haven't seen the E92 in a while, and if you're new, basically the story on my E92 is it has 175,000 miles, and I got it for about 10 grand. I got a really good deal on it. I've done the main things like rod bearings, and what else needs to be done on there? Rod bearings. And actually, it was mostly rod bearings. Yeah, that was a big thing. But I have had some other things done to it, just maintenance-wise. But the previous owner, and I'll show this to you when we get the car jacked up. My quick jacks are in my other garage. But the previous owner removed the primary cats and secondary cats on this. There's 4 catalytic converters on this car, but I believe they're all cats. If they're not, someone will let me know. But they removed all of them. And it sounds like crap. It sounds so bad. So I've been waiting to make this car sound good because honestly, it's just so loud. It's obnoxious right now. And it's not a good loud. It's like, what's the best way to describe it? It's like that death metal music that like someone is just screaming and you have no idea what is going on and people are just jumping around and you have no clue what's happening and there's noise, but you don't know that's what it's like. That's what I think it's like. I apologize if you guys like that type of stuff. Whatever. My quick jacks are in the other garage. I'm gonna move this car to the other garage. It shouldn't be that hard of an install, but what is going to take some time is I wanna clean up this exhaust. So at least wanna clean up the tips. So I'll probably wash it first, and then I do have somewhere in the chaos, I have metal polish somewhere. I had metal polish. I don't know where it could have ended up. But that's the plan. I want to get the center section installed, and this center section has 2 resonators, so that should help it sound a little better. And the Remus axleback should help a lot as well. So let's get this moved over to the other garage and get started. All right, so I figured I should probably, if this is gonna be an exhaust video, I should probably at least let you guys hear the exhaust the way it is now. And what I'm gonna try to do is switch you to a GoPro like hat clip thing, see how that works for sound. Hopefully it works all right because it's hands-free and that would be awesome. So I'm gonna switch you to that once I hit some open road, and I'll try and tell you exactly why I don't like this exhaust. So let's see. Let this car go ahead of, oh, actually I got an open lane. All right. God, I hope you guys can hear that. It is just so dang loud. cruising, it's not bad. And then I'll roll up the windows. Cruising, it's not bad until you really like get into it. And I hope this view is okay. But cruising's not bad. Like when you're just, there's no drone or anything like that, it still sounds alright. But when you get up on the rev range, oh my gosh, it's so loud. Right about there is just, see what I'm saying? That's just too loud. And that's not even up in the rev range. That's like, that's far down there still. So I mean, if we, it's just too loud. Too loud and just too much noise, too much chaos. So we're gonna switch this out, see if it helps. We're gonna get the center section switched out and then add those Remus axleback exhausts. Hopefully that changes it up a little bit to where it doesn't just sound like utter chaos. Alright, so we got this bad boy. I gotta turn on the lights. There we go, it's a little better. Alrighty boys, we got the E92 up on the quick jacks. And since I just got done driving it, I'm gonna let it cool off. Now what I'm gonna do is get to work on cleaning this Remus, because I do want it to be in better condition than it is, and much better than the current exhaust, which looks crappy. So what I'm gonna do is pressure wash it and then try and clean up those tips. And I did find my aluminum polish just in case I can't get those to where I want, then I'll hit it with some of that. But first step is to try and pressure wash some of that off. Alright, so just pressure washing, it did a little bit, but I mean mostly it cleaned up this. So I'm just still gonna have to hit this with some polish. I'm really curious to see if we can get rid of this like brown fading type stuff and like that type of mark. So I'm gonna hit it with polish now and see how that goes. Okay, metal polishing could be my new favorite thing. It's so dang rewarding. Look at this. Boom. That is the one I polished. I actually busted out the buffer, and there's still a few little imperfections. Well, obviously like something like that, you know, I don't know what that is. It looks like it got burnt or something, but that was there. And obviously I'm not gonna go, well, I might, I'm gonna do this one and then maybe flip it over and see how the bottom looks, even though it's probably pretty pointless to do that. But I am jacked with how this turned out. And this was the worst. This was the worst side out of both exhausts. So, dude, I'm stoked for this. I'm gonna bust this one out real quick. All right, boys. I think stoked is an understatement. Like, dude, this turned out so good. It looks brand new. And if any of y'all know anything about Remus, let me know. I couldn't find too much on them. I mean, it looks like it's well made. Everything looks good. I don't know exactly what model this is, but to be honest, finding an exhaust for an E92 is just a little tricky to do right now. I don't know if it's just right now or just in general, but time to move on to this guy. I'm so stoked. And here we go, boys. Look at this. Man, that looks so much better. That looks absolutely insanely good. Now I'm still probably gonna clean maybe some of this junk up or something, but for the most part I really just wanted to get these tips dialed in. Now since the car has cooled down, I can start taking some of this exhaust apart. It shouldn't be too hard. I'm not going to go into an in-depth tutorial on how to remove an exhaust. It's pretty simple. But now we can actually keep going forward. OEM exhaust is out of there. Here's what it looks like under here. It's really not difficult. My OEM exhaust didn't even have these hangers, so didn't have to use that. But right here there's hangers, right there's some hangers, and then right there and right there. So, and then just these little, I don't know if those are V-bands or what, but some clamps right there. So very easy, very simple. Now to connect or disconnect the center pipe, which really is going to be easy too, but there's just a few more supports that you have to undo. So I will undo those now and drop that center section. And then I got the BimmerWorld center section with resonators. All right, boys, center section removed. And now y'all can see what I've been talking about. I don't know who, they must have given this to, like, oh gosh, that is, I don't know if this was a high school shop classes project or what, but look at this. Could they, I don't know what they were doing. And then more back here. Look at that. How about weight savings? And then back here again. Dude, I cannot believe this actually functioned. So anyway, I'm gonna unbox this guy and get this mounted up. As for removing this center section, it's easiest to just unclip these primary O2s and then unscrew the secondaries. At least that's the easiest way I found. And then I just unbolted the mount from the car itself, and I left the other mount on and just unscrewed the exhaust from the bracket itself. So time to unbox and see what we got in here. Oh, alrighty, boys. Man, that's so much cleaner. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And it has resonators, so it's going to smooth out the sound a little bit, and it's just cleaner. Much cleaner than prior. I mean, gosh, that's so much nicer. So I think what I'm going to do is mount each one of these up individually. Probably get the O2 sensors swapped out, plugged into each one of these, mounted, and then I'll mount this lower section. I think that'll be the easiest way. I don't know. First job, O2 sensors. That was a battle. No, it really wasn't that hard. They were just doing it by yourself. Doing exhaust by yourself sucks really bad. You have to use your knees and legs as third and fourth arms. Here's what we got though. It's all mounted up. Looks good. I may need to mess with the fitment a little bit, but for the most part I'm pretty pleased with it. And then if you go underneath, everything fits well. The MagnaFlow in the center section fits well. It's a little close to the heat shielding on some of the sections, but for the most part it fits really well. Yeah, for the most part it's good. It's all tight. I think it's time for its first startup, because I learned my lesson. Now with exhaust you have to tighten things down, but what I used to do in the past is like basically button up every project before starting it and making sure everything was good. Lesson learned, don't do that. So I'm gonna do a startup now, make sure everything's good, make sure there's no crazy rattles or anything like that, nothing needs to be adjusted, and then we'll button this up and go for a rip. All right, let's do a startup. Oh, are the keys in here? I don't know if you can hear that, but it is so much more smooth as opposed to, like I was saying before, it's like a death metal band, just chaos, which some people may like. It's like almost running like open header or something like that. That's what it reminded me of. This sounds so smooth. Oh yeah, you got that exhaust smell. You've never got a new exhaust, you'll know what I'm talking about. That sounds so good. All right, all I really have to do now is put the under panel on, the skid panel, that thing right there. I gotta put that on because I took it out because it gives you much better access to the O2 sensors and the bolts mounting up to the headers. So just gotta do that, then we can drop it down and take it for its first official rip. All right, give me 15 minutes. I'm moving a little slow today. All right, boys, let's go get a drive in this. It's the next day. I was exhausted yesterday, so I didn't even go drive it. But let's get a cold start, and then let's hop in and test out the new system. Boys, let's get it. Sounds God, it sounds so much better. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if this is going to translate on camera, but it sounds a million times more smoother, more smooth, I don't know. But it just sounds way more refined and not so, I just want to blow your eardrums out. See if this makes a difference. Jeez, this sounds so much better. Oh my gosh, I hope the windows down works because that's how I like rolling this. All right, here we go. Rolling start. Oh man, it sounds so much better. You know what, honestly? You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like my V8 R8. It really sounds like, it has the sound of a V8 R8 to me. Man, it really does. I hope this sound is translating, and I apologize if it's not. Wow, that sounds like my V8 R8. Doesn't sound like the V10, don't get me wrong, but it really sounds like the V8. It sounds so much better. It sounds more high-pitched than just the decatted crazy nightmare that was on here before. It sounds more high-pitched and more refined. Oh man, it really makes it sound like an exotic. It really does, and I'm not just gassing that. I'm not just juicing that just to make myself feel better or anything like that. It has a lot more of an exotic, high-pitched sound. Oh my gosh, as opposed to before, it just had a crazy, like, unrefined muscle car sound. Oh man, this is so much better. Oh, this is so sick. Alright, let's get this thing home. Oh man, like I said a million times in the video, I really hope that this picked up or did the sound justice. It probably didn't because it was windy and noisy and stuff like that, but I hope it did. And if it didn't, I'll do another one with this proper camera, but it sounds so much better. Install wasn't that bad, it's just pain in the butt by yourself. I know this Remus exhaust is used, it's old, so this isn't like something you guys, well, I don't think you can buy it now. I'll do some research to see if you can, but so far I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, would the sound be just as good if I just would have removed the crappy center section and replaced it with this center section? Maybe. I doubt it would sound like this, but it probably would have improved it by removing just that crappy junk that the previous owner had. But either way, I am so jacked with how this turned out. It sounds absolutely amazing. So good. It's so good. Oh man. So if you guys are new to the channel, smash that subscribe. Got a ton of stuff coming up with the E92. I think I may start on the OMP bucket seat install or possibly the carbon hood and trunk install next. But I do have some E36 stuff coming up too, actually exhaust stuff for that as well. So if you're new to the channel, guys, smash that subscribe. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.